what are your tips to improve, or I can say increase the number of research publications?
I really don't like the quantity over quality aspects of research output. The thing is, it's something which we cannot avoid being in a country like India, where, you know, the number of papers quantifies how good or bad a researcher you are.
Mhm.
You should, it's always important to focus more on quality rather than quantity. But
Mhm.
being a PhD scholar, I know that is difficult.
Mhm.
However, um, the more the collaborations you have, the more is going to be your research output. Definitely. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Because if you have collaborators in a number of places, you are working together with a number of people on
Mhm.
different yet similar topics.
Mhm.
So when you're doing that, the time it takes for you to get results is minimized.
Okay.
Because look at it this way. Um, say, I'll give you an example from my background. Um, I have a physics background.
Mhm.
And during my PhD, I learned about experimental material science. So basically, I learned how to synthesize materials. I used to do some characterization. I used to do, a lot of optical spectroscopy and um, electrical characterizations and stuff like that. But I did not know how to do computational simulations. Okay,
Okay.
I had two choices now. One, either I learn it on my own, or I find someone else who knows how to do it and I get them in.
Okay.
Me doing it on my own is going to take time.
Obviously.
Me
Obviously.
learning to do it is a time consuming process, because at the same time, there's somebody else whose entire PhD is on this single thing.
Mhm.
So why not get that person involved in my project? I have some experimental outputs. I just needed him to do a theoretical simulation to see whether his theory matches my experiments. So I give him the parameters. It would take him about a week or 2 weeks,
Mhm.
to do the simulations. He would come back to me and then we would discuss my output with his output and we would see, yes, it matches. And done within a month, you have your data.
Mhm.
So within a month, you've come up with something which would otherwise taken, a year or so.
Mhm.
So that's why you collaborate. So the more you collaborate, collaborations improves the efficiency of your work output. That's how you increase the number of publications.
Got your point. Got your point. That is.
But at the same time, I would still emphasize the fact that either way, do not compromise on the quality of your work.
Mhm. Like.
Like a lot of us in India, what we do is we will say, we'll have a certain set of data and then we would say this can be used for, I don't know, biomedical imaging, for example, because it shows this property. So this
Mhm.
property is very useful in biomedical imaging. But we would not show it. We would say it can be used, but we won't show it. And we'll still publish the paper anyway. Yes, it'll get published, no doubts. But if you just did that little bit of extra, showed the biomedical imaging application, the quality of your work increases significantly. It takes a little more time, but that's the
Mhm.
difference between, say, 3.5, 4 impact factor paper and a 10 impact factor paper or a 7 impact factor paper. Big
Mhm.
difference. So quality you should always maintain your quality. You should not compromise on your quality, no matter how long it takes. Even if it takes about 2 months extra, so be it. It's worth
Mhm.
the wait.
Mhm.
Because eventually, when you're applying for positions within India or abroad, say you have about 10 papers in journals that have impact factors less than 4.
Mhm.
Okay. And then there's somebody else who has just about 2 papers or 3 papers, but they are in really top journals. I'm not saying nature, science and all,
Mhm.
but really top journals.
Mhm.
Who do you think they're going to hire?
Obviously, the second one.
Obviously the second one, because 2 or 3 papers in a journal, like at least in my field, it would be like American Chemical Society's journal or American Physical Society's or physical review letters is way, way, way more important than someone who's in an Elsevier journal. So don't compromise on quality. Yes, when you collaborate as well, um, you might end up collaborating with PIs and professors who have a very strict quality policy, and they won't let you publish without quality data. That works really well for you as well as for him.